So yeah, man. I just rewatched all of the Doomsday trailers, teaser trailers. So
Mhm.
one, did you see the news that said that the Russo brothers was basically saying that these aren't trailers, they're clues? See anything about that? Like each one is a clue to
Yeah,
Doomsday?
and it kinda had me like, "Okay, but we need some context, otherwise, the idiots of the
Word.
world like me are gonna be like, oh, it's gotta mean this, that. Clues to what, though?"
They know
You
what they
know?
doing though, bro. They know what they
Yeah,
doing
yeah.
because with them not necessarily being so blatant with the clues, or
Mhm.
what if there's no clues at all, right?
Right.
And I mean, I'm pretty sure there are, but I haven't watched every like Easter egg video like how I normally
Mhm.
would. But the interesting thing is there, oh man, it's a lot of reaching. It's a
Mm.
whole lot of reaching, man. It's just certain stuff like, nah, I probably don't think that's what that means.
Mm-mm.
How do you feel still about Robert Downey being the Doctor Doom? I guess we should say the Doctor Doom in this universe.
I'm with it, and I had a theory way, way, way a while back. Like, I think when Robert Downey was first announced to be
Yeah.
Doom, that he was actually, because his Howard Stark spent a lot of time over in Europe. You know what
Hmm.
I'm saying? He was a ladies' man, we could say.
Yeah.
That he had a kid over there in,
Yeah.
Liberia, and that he was Doom all along. But they didn't plan it like that.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Like, I see so many people saying, "Oh, they planned it. He's been Doom all along." Like,
Yeah.
no,
No, here's
no,
what happened, y'all. For everybody that's saying, oh, they planned it, it's been doomed the whole time.
yeah, no.
Y'all got to remember the storyline was supposed to be centered around Kang.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? And they had to pivot. And this was a great way to pivot. You know what I'm saying? Like, just, oh man, what do we do? Like, they had to
Yeah,
really,
it's something
you
they
get,
do in comics all the time. Retcon, like,
yeah,
they're just going back, manipulating things to fit how they, the direction that they want to go. That's it.
yeah.
You know.
Like, like, you got to think these are large studios, you know what I'm saying, film studios, to where everything is laid out and it's like this is what we're gonna do. I don't know if they had a plan B initially when the whole thing happened with Jonathan Majors.
Mm-mm.
They had to pivot. Even now, it's like it's almost like, let's say you got like a bus, a public transit, a bus or whatever, like not a school bus, but like the city bus,
Mm.
right? And the city bus has to make, let's say the city bus just decides to make a U-turn. It takes a long time for that to happen with a bus of that length. You know what I mean? Pause.
Right.
And
Or a road being closed ahead, they got to take a detour. Like, boom,
yeah,
boom, and then
it's
back
not
on
just,
track.
it ain't like you in no
Yeah.
sports car. You can just flip around like real fast or
Mm.
whatever. But yeah, so I'm pretty sure it was no whole thing where this was doom all along.
Mm-mm.
I want them to stop because those theories are getting out of control. This whole
Yeah.
um
But
how
the
if you go
fact
back.
that, like,
Mhm.
saying he was Doom all along is okay, but as long as it's not said that
They
they
going
had
back to
been
Iron
planning
Man
for
1.
him to be Doom all along.
Yeah, they taking it
You know
back to
what I mean?
Iron
Yeah,
Man
yeah,
1 with it. Yeah, in the
yeah.
cave is when it's like, nah, man, that's not what this is.
Nah.
That was 2008. They had no game
Mhm.
plan for this. Only thing I could see of them trying to make something seem as though as close to, oh, this is something they've been planning for a long time, is the fact that they're re-releasing Endgame in theaters in September, and they're letting you know now that Doomsday is literally like a sequel to Endgame.
Mhm.
So, you know what I
Which
mean?
is kind of like, duh, like, every franchise that has more than, two
Yeah.
movies, should be, every movie is a sequel to the prior movie. Like, I mean,
Yeah.
that when they said
I
that, I was like,
because it's
yeah,
Avengers, yeah.
obviously.
It's like that, and that's what they're reaching, man. It's like every event, Avengers 5, Avengers 6, because this would be what Avengers, yeah, the original Avengers,
Five.
Age of Ultron. Yeah, this would be 5. Yeah, Avengers
Yeah.
5. Secret Wars is gonna be 6.
Mhm.
Um, man, the one theory I ain't gonna even say theory. I just started this today, like right before recording. So you gotta think it was called Avengers Infinity War. Infinity is what? That's forever, right?
Mm.
So it's always going to be a war. It's always going to be something. This is going to trigger something else. This is, you know what I mean? And then you think about Endgame. Whole thing with Doctor Strange. We're in the Endgame now. You know what I
Mm.
mean? It's this. It almost like Endgame was like to the regular viewer. I'm as me looking at it when I first seen it. Oh, this is them. The whole thing is to defeat Thanos.
Mm.
You know what I mean? And restore everything back as it was in the world at one point before the snap. But then if you think about it, it's like, nah, Endgame. Like that means once y'all do this and pull this time heist off and defeat Thanos or whatever, that completes that. But now it's really the end because y'all done triggered, you know, you got incursions coming into play. The whole
Mm-hmm.
thing with Loki, for sure, Loki, because they even say that's one of the things to rewatch, like before Doomsday. You got Loki, you got to rewatch that, and then it's like, okay, well, what? Remember they said what he did, it wasn't supposed to be.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? Because the way the timeline was, you know, structured because of He Who Remains or whatever. It's like, nah,
Yeah.
you did some stuff that disrupted the timeline, and while on top of that, it disrupts the timeline. Is doing something else, and as far as it triggering the incursions or whatever, like I believe they're saying, so they're saying that I just saw a slide today on Instagram. I forget the page. I just followed it too. Was it it's like Volt something, Volt TV or something. I forget. I just followed the page, but they shared it and it was just breaking down what sparked the incursions. And they were saying like the one that really sets it off is Monica Rambeau going into the Fox X-Men universe.
Mm.
So they're like, that was the one where it's like it was already in play. It would from I guess whatever happened from Endgame on down or whatever, or Infinity War, I guess, because Thanos was the original snap the first time. So this one, I'm thinking this stuff has probably been going on. It's triggering these incursions, whatever. And then you got the whole thing with Doctor Strange, with him. What was it? The whole reset shit with Spider-Man, where he had to do the, you know, the spell and everything.
Yeah.
So him, and remember, they kept always saying Doctor Strange was the biggest threat to the multiverse. They
Mm.
said that in Multiverse of Madness. So when Reed Richards explained what incursions were, then you got this whole, it's already happening. Because remember they showed, didn't they not show incursions starting to take place or something along those lines in Multiverse of Madness? Or am I tripping?
Well, yeah, because Strange traveled to that one universe.
Yeah, it was
where
dream
the
walking.
evil Strange,
Yeah.
was kicking it, and it was But
I
also, which it didn't happen. Excuse me, at that point yet, but technically it did because Loki was outside of time.
yeah.
Loki is the main reason why there is incursions because he, took over the world tree and just let
Bruh.
shit branch out
Yeah.
and occur naturally, and
I'm
that's
glad you
what
just said
causes
that.
shit to crash in.
I'm glad you just said that because when you think about it, that the episode where Victor Timely finally died or
Mhm.
whatever. And that's when you knew it was over. It was like, damn, it's really over for
Yeah,
Kang's Row. That's when it solidified it right there. Like,
yeah.
damn. Um, he did so well in that, man. But even with that, like, remember how many times it just kept happening? Like the whole scene that where Loki finally met, he kept going to He Who Remains, and he would be
Hmm.
dead. And then whatever it was, it kept happening. He would meet him, and then it was like it just kept messing up or whatever. I had to rewatch it again.
Yeah.
You remember the whole conversation they had, and you got to think of how many times that happened.
Hmm.
That had to have done something to trigger like more incursions, right?
I mean, what if they played it like this? So, they have to come up with a way that all the kings were taken out and out of the. What
Yeah.
if that Victor Timely's death there was the precursor to
Oh, the death of all the
there being no
kings.
kings? Like
That'd
he
be
was
fire.
like the prime one, and then he's gone, so
Yeah.
all the other ones just kind of fizzled.
I could see that being a thing because they are saying you got to rewatch Loki season 1
Yeah.
and season 2. It's that
Yeah.
Thunderbolts, Fantastic Four, First Steps.
Another thing. So this is a little bit of a far reach, just like whatever.
Yeah.
But like you remember when Fantastic Four First Steps came out, and they were walking down the causeway to their ship, I was like, "Yo, that looks just like the causeway in the TVA."
Yeah.
That and in that scene, is it the fourth one, the Wakanda Fantastic Four teaser?
Yeah. Where they
They're
meet
like
Ben Grimm.
in a desert in the middle of nowhere, looking like they're damn near in the void, possibly.
Yeah, a lot of people are saying that too. Yeah.
Like, is that? I don't know. I feel like it's connected to TVA and a lot of stuff.
That could be
But
it.
I mean, I don't know though, because like, did the Atlanteans or whatever the fuck they're Teotihuacans? What are they called?
The Talo, I was about to say Shao Kahns, the Talokan or Talokan or something like that.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
you know what I did notice in that trailer though, which is
They
interesting?
had their temples were all there, and
Yeah.
there was no water, so either their
Exactly.
whole shit got swiped to the void, or Doom like drained the ocean, like maybe to
Man,
get
that'd
at
be
their
crazy.
vibranium. Yeah.
I know you were onto something because I saw that in one of the slides in a new page that I follow. It says something like that, and about
Yeah,
him
'cause
draining. But
I
so
was
here's the
looking at it and I
thing.
was like, yo, those are the temples of Namor's peoples, and the Wakandans. All their armor and shit has their version of the fuck is that material, bro? My mind is just going blank as shit
Adamantium?
today. Not adamantium, but
When you talking about vibranium?
vibranium.
Okay.
Vibranium, like because the Namor and them, they got vibranium too, but their shit's a little green looking.
Yeah. Got that like
All the
teal
armor and
looking
everybody
color.
on the Wakandans have that green
Exactly.
vibranium.
So what I'm thinking with that is, okay, remember at the end of Wakanda
Black
Forever,
Panther
they
too.
had supposedly made like peace or whatever, but at the same time, who was old girl with a name or whatever at the end?
Yeah, his daughter.
Yeah.
And he was like, "Yeah, I got him where we want him.
It
Like,
just is
we're gonna
almost
team
like,
up
yeah,
and we're
this
gonna
is
take
just
out."
like a
Yeah,
power move. Like, yeah,
yeah,
I'm
yeah.
gonna be tight with my enemy pretty much, just so keep and
Mhm.
we gonna be of use to each other, because clearly, as you see, they got, like you said, the Wakandas. I think that too. I'm like, what's up with the uniforms?
Yeah.
That's different. It was, you had the glow, like the teal color glow. At first, I'm
Mhm.
I'm thinking I'm tripping because I watched it the second time. Like, I literally this is my second time seeing the trailers again. Since they've been dropping over the period, over the weeks or whatever. And when I looked, I'm like, they outfits do look different. But I'm like, but Nabor got the same, I'm like, oh, so they probably, like I said, they probably made peace like in exchange.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? Because technically in Wakanda, all the vibranium, not the vibranium itself, but the no, my bad. I'm thinking of the flower. I'm thinking of an herb-shaped heart that got burned or whatever. It wasn't
Oh
vibranium.
yeah.
Yeah, they still got that, the vibranium, of course, but maybe in exchange, even though uh Namor and his people got what they have, which I guess did they establish in Wakanda Forever that it was vibranium that fell into the ocean as well?
Yeah, it was a part of the
Okay.
same
But they didn't call, I feel
meteor.
like they didn't call theirs vibranium though. Or did
That's,
they?
yeah.
Okay.
Because that's the whole thing that Riri had, was the big machine that detected
Yeah.
vibranium, and she was over
Got
the
it.
ocean, and that's when they came
Bingo.
in.
I don't know why I felt
Yeah.
like they didn't. Maybe because the color was different. I don't know. That's probably what I'm going off of. I'm like, why
Yeah.
ain't it purple? But they also, another movie they said to watch was so we know Captain America Brave New World, the
Mm.
Marvels, and I would think Captain America Brave New World plays into it because of the adamantium. I would think that's the only reason. And
That
then
and
what
the whole Thunderbolts thing, like, because they got the connection through there, like they got,
well, true, but also I was gonna say what's the guy's name with the large green head? I'm drawing a blank on the villain's name.
Oh, the mastermind dude, the
Yeah,
leader.
the leader. Yeah, in
Yeah.
my mind, I'm like the thinker, the leader. Yeah,
Yeah.
and what he was saying at the end, something's coming. Oh, you don't have any idea. And like, Sam was kind of cocky, like, like, well, we've been
Yeah.
against something before, but you like, no, something. This, you ain't ready for this. But also, so you might think this is interesting. in that same on that same page, and I'm glad I saw this right before the pod because it made me think of like different, like, oh, okay, this really got the potential to be like one of Marvel's biggest films. You know what I'm
Mm,
saying? He basically was like, the way that you got to peep the player, how they setting this up. Remember, it looked funny to us, like, oh, that's funny, like about the whole thing with Sam suing because of the Thunderbolts calling themselves the new Avengers or whatever. Like
yeah.
we legally own the Avengers name, but they like that right there creates division already because of it's gonna be like Sam, whoever the Thunderbolts is siding with, because it's gonna be eventually Secret Wars is gonna be a bunch of the people going against each other. I don't think a lot of that happens in Doomsday. I think they
Mm,
establish it, but they're saying like that whole legal divide is gonna come into play, and that's gonna be one of the reasons that people are teaming up against each other. It's like,
mm,
damn, like, okay. Um, I'm gonna have to send it to you because it was so much in there. Oh, the whole thing with like you got to rewatch Wakanda Forever. So is that they said Thor, Love and Thunder? I was like, I don't want to watch, but the reason being is that all the children across these movies we've recently saw are cosmic beings. So Doom
mm.
needs those cosmic beings or whatever. This is a part of his I'm like, oh damn. Even with Captain America, they like, well, yeah, they established in the teaser trailer that he got a kid now, right? So check this out.
So,
How would Captain America's kid, like, well, his kid ain't cosmic, like what? But they're saying that him having that baby is because of what with Loki owning, running the timelines now,
mm.
and everything is based on free will. Because remember, before it wasn't free will; it was everything that He Who Remains has etched out.
So something to think about with all the kids being cosmic, powered like stuff.
Yeah.
In the comics, I think it was in the 2018 Infinity War,
Okay.
the Infinity Stones were being reborn as actual people.
Okay. I did.
And like,
I saw that being the thing.
yeah,
Yeah.
I think it was like Black Widow, maybe, was Wolverine one of them, or they might have even changed hands. And like the people themselves were the stone, like the embodiment of the
Okay.
stones. And they could be doing something like that where the kids are.
That's fire.
But at the same time, in Loki, they said that stones
It
from
played
different
righter to be
universes
fire.
don't work the same when they get to other universes, and
Mm-hmm.
vice versa. So the Fantastic Four's kid wouldn't have the same, if he was a representation of a stone, wouldn't have the same powers and
Yeah.
everything if he got brought into 616 or wherever.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Still.
Man. Yeah, man. It's a lot that, and then hearing hearing like the speeches that they were giving. When I rewatched it, I was like, oh, I watched it the first time, you listening to it, you kind of watch it like, oh, this is a short trailer, ain't nothing really
Mm,
happening. But then every one of the trailers is dealing with, I guess you could say, like death, and it's letting you know, and that's the way the music playing in the background is like some shit really about to go down.
yeah, and life, like the way the first one, Steve Rogers. And another thing, if you like, I watched a version of it where they were all spliced together back to back to
Yeah,
back without the ticker going at the end.
yeah, yeah,
Like the way that Steve Rogers one goes, and like you see the light above his head, and where the
yeah.
light is goes into the next trailer of the Thor one. The sun is in the exact place where that light
So
was.
it's
Like
like happening at the same time.
no, like each trailer like perfectly goes into the next one,
Okay.
like perfect.
Yeah, they strategic with this shit, man.
Oh
So
yeah, yeah, oh yeah.
the one with Cap though is basically like the importance of his child is that Doom is going after the kid because the child is what really is what happened at the end of Endgame, where he went to replace the stones and he ended
Mm,
up living that life that Tony said he should. It's like, oh, you weren't supposed to do that. You know what I'm
right.
saying? It's like, oh shit, because we got to also think with Loki. I keep forgetting like what he did in Infinity War and everything. His whole thing with messing up the timeline or whatever ain't had nothing to do with Infinity. What happened in Infinity? I forget it happens with what he did in Avengers, the original
Mm,
one. where, you
Yeah.
know, so that was already fucked up right there. And then, like I say, the thing that Steve did, I guess he wasn't supposed to live some of that life that Tony said he should do, let
Right.
live or whatever. So then him having a kid, that's that same timeline where he went back and lived some of that life. He might have replaced, he probably ought to replace this, put the stones back, put back the hammer, because remember he had that hammer with him. He had Milner. Well, I'm gonna get to that in a second too, because this ties in an interesting theory that I saw. But then he decides that, oh, let me go back to this timeline for, I guess, when he originally became Captain America, and maybe he saved Bucky, I don't know. But oh yeah, let me also give Peggy that dance and maybe marry her and we have a kid or whatever. And he probably wasn't supposed to do none of that.
But with that being said, in the Cap trailer, it shows him on the motorcycle, you know, pulling up to a house.
Word.
That wasn't the house
It
that
wasn't.
he
Yeah,
was
yeah,
at.
yeah. So okay, you're right. You're right. You're
That
right.
was a dirt road, and they lived on an actual
Yeah.
street. And on the back of his motorcycle is a
Yeah. Yeah.
gift
Yeah.
with a pink bow.
So is he having a girl? I don't know.
I mean,
Or
that was
was
clearly a boy that he had. He
or
had
was
the
it for
blue
Peggy?
towel
Yeah, he
on
did
him
have the
with the
blue
blue
towel.
wash tub in the back. Like, that's some boy shit.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Where he was
So much
going was
detail.
not his house, and he was bringing a girl gift.
We got a side baby.
He was. I don't know what he's.
Steve Rogers got a
Hey,
side baby.
hey,
Man,
maybe
but
that wasn't Steve Rogers. Steve Rogers. Maybe that wasn't Cap. Maybe that Cap is Cap, and that's actually,
I did see a theory about that too. I've been
you
seeing
know,
mad theories, but not a lot of. I ain't really been watching the Easter egg videos, but more
the
theories. And I did hear one that said that's not. That's the Hydra Cap. Yeah, that's crazy, man.
Hey, I mean, he's in
That's
there,
wild.
so
Yeah, he's yeah. That would be a nice spin if Chris Evans was like, I come back if I get to be like, because remember that scene is very specific. If you think about the specific scene in Winter Soldier with Hell Hydra, you know what I'm saying? That probably sparked the idea. Then like, hey, we gotta do that. We gotta do that flip or whatever. And this probably was a perfect time to do it.
and he was putting away like the Captain America suit. What if like right after that he pulls out the fucking Hydra suit?
Man, I did hear a theory that it doesn't necessarily match Doomsday, but it connects back to Ant-Man 3. It's when Kang sees Ant-Man and be like, have I killed you? He like, are you an Avenger? Have I killed you before? The one with the hammer. And it was like, well, that theory could have meant he thought Ant-Man might have been Thor because he probably fought Captain America.
Oh, and he thought it was Cap because he had Mjolnir.
Yeah, he probably thought it was Thor because
Ooh.
he had Milner or whatever. He like, have I killed you before? Remember, they said the suits was that PIM, yeah, the PIM technology, and the design of
Yeah.
the suits was a lot like Ant-Man's suit.
Yeah.
So they can shrink down or whatever. I'm like, man, that's crazy. So
Damn.
like, what if? So even though they pointed that out, it'd like that'd have been fly. Like if that would have been, we would have got to see that. But like, when does he come across Kang the Conqueror though? While returning the stones or returning Mjolnir? Like, what happens there with that? Like, what we need like a series or something, man. That'd be dope. Like if they had that in the tuck, like a series of like what Steve did when
Even
returning
an
those stones and Mjolnir. Yeah, yeah.
like
I'll
what
be here
if
for that.
version. Like,
That's where they dropped the ball. That would have been dope. Ooh, what if version of like what happened, man? Hell yeah. Yeah, that'd have been fire.
man,
I wouldn't have been mad at that.
no, hell no.
StreamYard got this thing where it's a teleprompter, but it's good too for just putting like quick talk points and notes in between there. Whatever. I should have had it right there just so I don't go off track. Might do that next time. Yeah, man. I'm super excited. Just watch because at first, like I said, the first time I watched each trailer, I'm like, all right, that's cool. Heard a couple theories, like, But then when I really sat and watched them again myself, I was like, damn, I think it was even more fire to me. Okay, let's do it while we here. We'll do the run the Stones rating for each trailer. So trailer one, this is the Captain America trailer. Well, Steve Rogers trailer, technically. They didn't even say Captain America.
I'll give that I mean, we already knew he was coming back, but I'll give it a 5 because it got me excited to actually see him
Okay.
again. you know,
Okay.
in the MCU.
I get at a 4. Because
Okay.
while I enjoyed each one, don't get me wrong, I enjoyed each one,
Mm,
but I get that one 4 just on the strength that it was like, all right, yeah, Steve Rogers, he coming back. But
yeah.
it really would have been a 3, but it's a 4 on the strength. Like, what if they, I don't know if this ties into like um the Secret Wars backstory, anything like that, as far as like if they would use, is there a Cap Hydra storyline that connect to like
Hmm.
Doom or Secret Wars or anything? It
Yeah.
is?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh, well, okay. Oh, hell yeah, then. Oh, yeah. Well, I do remember reading about how it's different variants and stuff like going against each other. So, yeah, that'd be kind of, oh,
Or
yeah,
in
okay.
well, it I don't know if it was the 2018 one. If it was, I don't. I don't remember there. I know Cap was in it, but I don't know if he was Hydra Cap. I
Mm,
can't remember. It's been a minute since I read it, and there were so many tie-ins and or no, the 2015 I'm thinking of, maybe.
mm.
Maybe.
So we got, so, okay. So we gave ours for that. What about the, now, this one, after the rewatch, well, I'm going to let you go, but the Thor one, the second trailer, which is Thor and he's,
Uh, I mean, it was cool. I give that about a 4. I mean, it's good to get a little something, even though nothing really all that crazy
yeah,
was happening. And I'm not really too invested in Love as a character. You know, like cool, she's there, uh, but you know,
yeah. So I'm going to give it a 5 because when I was listening to the speech, I was like, damn, this is a ill
oh
speech.
yeah,
Like, he like, hey, man, give me all the strength so I can go ahead and take this on. And I really just let me win. I think maybe as a parent, I relate. So it's like, hey, just give me
mm,
the strength so I can, man, just let me get back home. Like, let me get this win one more time and let me get home. Which,
I,
based on the way it was framed, I'm like, oh, Thor is dying after this.
I saw something. Well, I think they've kind of been alluding to Thor
Yeah,
dying for a while now since Love and Thunder because,
yeah.
you know, Jane is in Valhalla, Heimdall, like, and then something could go wrong. Shit, something
And
in
we don't
Secret
know
Wars
how to,
could
and
go
we don't
wrong in
know how. That's
Valhalla.
what I'm saying. Like, I'm thinking like
Yeah,
maybe it's going to be in Secret Wars. Hell, it might be in Doomsday. I'm like, because he's one of the prime like top 3 Avenger characters from the beginning of the MCU
oh
or
yeah,
whatever. So I'm like, I can see them like, okay, we already off with, there's no Captain America anymore. I mean, we got Anthony Mackie, but we talking about as far as the original, you know what I'm saying? There's
right.
no him. This Steve Rogers is Steve Rogers, but he could be Hydra. You know what I mean? And then we got Iron Man. Tony's gone. Yeah, he's back. His face we know is
Mm,
Doom, where Robert Downey Jr. So how do we send off Thor? He's returning. He's not gonna stay. You know what I
mm,
mean? And then you got other characters like Hawkeye, whatever. They already like, hey, I ain't coming back. And you know what I'm saying?
yeah,
Like Jeremy Renner already said, like, I'm cool, man. I'm over here doing Mayor of Kingstown, man. Get off me.
right,
Um,
right.
so
One thing I did see was that like they said that they think that uh his daughter is sick.
yeah, because the eternity. I know
Yeah,
she's
because eternity is
yeah.
like dying and she's, you know, brought back and powered by eternity. If his, you know, essence is gone from the universe, then she would be essentially gone.
It's
Uh,
almost like, I guess, she's fully embodied, like yeah, that makes sense, I guess, like fully
mhm.
embodied eternity. So it's like if it's affected, she's affected, whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's, man, that's super interesting.
Mhm.
um and then we got, so yeah, I gave it a 5, man. I was like, just that speech, and I was like, man, Thor, man, he done, he was always ready for war. Like, he's always primed to go,
Mhm.
you know what I mean? Like, for war or whatever. But also at the same time, like, dang, man, he really just lost, like, he lost his
Everything.
brother, his dad, his sister. He had to murk off or whatever. It's
His
like,
home,
dang, man. Yeah,
his
his all
whole,
everybody in his home. Like,
yeah.
damn. So this is like, man, enough is enough. Then he gets, with all that he lost, he gets a child. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
In exchange. And then now it's like, wait, what? Like, she's sick, and now she about, man, hey, man, let me get this win, man. Like, dang,
Mhm.
that's what I got from it. But then also now, so we gave that, I gave it a 5. You said you gave it a 4. I mean, we on trailer 3, man, without what? 6, man. 6. 6. Come on, man. Concuss blast, Cyclops,
Yeah,
what?
don't even
Um,
gotta explain shit
you
like
know, they
that.
had
Just goes without
I
being said.
I noticed it on the second watch. They had um Magneto with the long hair, but it wasn't like how it was in X-Men 97. As an older
Mm,
Magneto, it was like, you thinning, dog. Like, you ain't
yeah.
got the like you thinning. So man, that speech, like, but death comes for
Hmm.
us all. Like basically that's a given, but
Yep.
it's about who you gonna be once your eyes close. Like how you gonna be remembered? Like what's your legacy here? Like man, that's what I took from it. I'm not saying but it was like yo, and then they shoot straight to the scene. I don't know how much what his speech did to connect the Cyclops, but that black it was like yo, and you see like we saw the whole thing with the Sentinels. Man, what?
Hmm.
But that whole thing is supposed to be
Yeah.
that you got their kid Rachel Summers. I'm hearing that's who supposed to show up in Brand New Day, the Spider-Man movie.
Yeah, Sadie Sink or whatever.
Yeah,
That's what she's
they
playing.
saying that's who she's supposed to be. They're like, people
Yeah.
keep thinking like, nah, she's supposed to be like Jean Grey. But then they're like, nah, man. They're like,
Uh,
that don't make sense. She's gonna be, they gotta have somehow like Scott's, his daughter gonna cross into that universe or whatever, or something, and she not supposed another whole thing. I'm in this universe and I ain't supposed to be here.
hmm.
Rumor is that Scott and Jean are hiding their child in another universe in the main
From Doom.
616 timeline to hide from Doom because of being a cosmic being. I'm like, that'll be fire. And
Mm.
that's why she's in Brand New Day. That's why we're seeing Brand New Day before we see Doomsday. I was like, that's fire as fuck, man. I hate they give away so much, but it gets you like, yo, I now want to, man, I can't wait. And also we know the whole thing with Franklin. They saying with Franklin, that probably was Robert Downey's doom going to get Franklin. Because again, cosmic being, the
Mm.
whole thing with eternity, I don't think he's going to get her, but she's dying, like you say, because her being of the universe. Um, they didn't say anything about T'Challa Jr. Like they mentioned seeing Wakanda forever, and we will probably see him again in this, but they didn't say anything about because I mean, obviously he's not um the cosmic being, but the fact that they did tie it into Wakanda and they said Wakanda is just gonna be at the center of everything that's going on.
Mm.
Again. I'm like,
Again.
that's a dope callback. Like, yeah,
Yeah.
Wakanda again is gonna be at the center of it all. I'm like, yo, this is fire, man. But yeah, that's how they
Mm.
tied all the kids into it. Thor is like what I forgot what they call it, a beam that Loki is gonna be trying to get Thor's attention with, to call him to him or whatever. So that's supposed to be a thing, man. When I sent it to you, I'm like, yo, this is dope. And then the whole thing with Monica
Damn.
Rambeau, it was like you got to see the Marvels again because that post credit really, really matters. What happened at the end of it really, really matters because again, Monica Rambeau is in the Fox X-Men universe, and then you see, and she ain't supposed to be there. So now
Hmm.
that's the triggering recursion like we talked about earlier. And then you got Scott, Scott Summers, who also is in the Fox X-Men universe.
Hmm.
So we know that the universe is going to tie in. It's probably going to be the 616 one that we know, also the Fox universe, and then whatever universe we got Fantastic Four from. I'm like, this shit is about, man, it's about when I saw that and I seen all that, read it just happened to pop up on the algorithm. And as I'm like, man, normally I looked, I was like, let me not skip past this. Matter of fact, because they did the thing where you swipe it, but like, this gonna get lost after you see it or whatever. And they not lying because that's how it happens on Instagram. It was like, follow some
Mm.
more content. I went, checked out the page. I was like, oh, this ain't no Marvel shit. Followed it. I was like, yeah, bet it up, man. Bet it up. So yeah, this is a good talk, man. I said we was gonna be a quick hitter, but hey, it is what it is. 30
I
minutes.
mean, that's how it
You
always
know,
happens. You know.
we back at it again. We going if we'll come back next week. If we don't talk about Wonder Man, right? But that's another one they said too. I'm gonna say this real quick. They said Wonder Man you gotta check out because why would the MCU, after all this cleaning up that they doing, why would they drop now in 2026, why would they drop a TV show about a character people ain't really too familiar with prior to Doomsday?
Oof.
He's important. Pay attention. Trust me. I'm like, all right. So yeah, man. But if we don't talk about that, right away next week, I'm wondering like which film could we revisit?
I
Yeah.
mean, I said we jump into winter, man. Like, why not?
Yeah, just go right into it. Yeah, okay,
Yeah.
okay. We can do that. Yeah. Well, 'cause that's a week away. So yeah, I don't see why not. Yeah.
Mm.
All right, man. But tell them where they can find you at.
Peace of mind 313 across everything, everywhere, always.
Same. Name tag Alexander across all platforms. We stream and download music, buy music, and same across all socials: Instagram, Facebook, X, Threads, you name it. We out there, and YouTube, of course. Until next time, it's been Marvel of the Minds. Peace.